The date, April 16, 2014, the location off the coast of South Korea, a day etched in sorrow, forever scarring the nation's soul. The Sewol ferry carrying 476 souls, mostly high school students. The vessel, overloaded and imbalanced, met its doom with a fatal list. Panic ensued as the voyage turned into a desperate fight for survival. The world watched in horror as the unthinkable unfolded on live television. The disaster sent shockwaves of grief and anger throughout South Korea and beyond. The day began like any other, filled with anticipation and excitement. Students boarded the Sewol, ready for their long-awaited trip. But as the ferry navigated the waters, a sharp turn proved disastrous. The overloaded vessel began to list severely. Confusion quickly turned to panic as the ship tilted further. Alarms blared, but conflicting instructions sowed chaos and confusion. Trapped passengers desperately sent messages to loved ones, their words a chilling testament to the unfolding horror. Precious minutes ticked by as the ferry slowly capsized. The world watched in horror as the once proud vessel slipped beneath the waves, taking with it the dreams and futures of hundreds of innocent souls. The Sewol ferry disaster was not merely a tragic accident, it was a tragedy waiting to happen. Investigations revealed a cascade of negligence, corruption, and systemic failures that led to the catastrophic event. Overloading, improper cargo securing, and illegal modifications to the ferry significantly compromised its stability. The crew's inadequate training and delayed evacuation orders exacerbated the disaster, leading to a delayed rescue response that cost precious lives. The disaster exposed a culture of complacency and regulatory oversight in the South Korean shipping industry. It unveiled a web of corruption and lax safety standards that prioritized profit over human life. The Sewol became a symbol of a system riddled with flaws, a system that failed to protect its most vulnerable citizens. Section 4. Echoes of Loss. Stories of the vanished and the bereaved. In the wake of the tragedy, the nation grappled with unimaginable grief. Families clung to hope, desperately searching for missing loved ones. The faces of the young victims, their lives tragically cut short, became seared into the nation's consciousness. Stories of heroism emerged from the depths of despair. Teachers who sacrificed their lives to save their students. Students who bravely helped classmates escape, putting the well-being of others before their own. The disaster's emotional toll extended far beyond the immediate families. The nation mourned collectively, united in grief and anger. The Sewol ferry disaster became a shared trauma, its scars etched deeply into the fabric of South Korean society. Justice and reform in the disaster's wake. The Sewol ferry disaster sparked outrage and demands for accountability. The nation demanded justice for the victims and their families. The captain and crew faced criminal charges, exposing systemic failures. The disaster led to national reflection and soul-searching. South Korea implemented sweeping reforms to prevent future tragedies. The Sewol ferry disaster was a wake-up call for accountability and human life.